Hi mga kawawmat! In this video, we will discuss the angle of depression. But before we proceed to our discussion, don't forget to like our video and subscribe na rin po kayo. So, in our previous video tutorial, na-discuss natin doon yung angle of elevation. So, let us try to differentiate yung angle of elevation and angle of depression. Ano ba ang difference nila? So, kung mapapansin niyo dito sa ating illustration, kung ito po yung ating horizontal line, which is the eye level, ito po siya. Yung angle po na na-form natin from the horizontal line, dun sa ating line of sight, kung ano man yung object na nasa ibaba natin, yung angle po na na-form doon is the angle of depression. While the angle of elevation, ito naman yung angle na na-form from the line of sight dun sa object na mas mataas sa atin. So, from the horizontal line, which is the eye level, kapag kung ikaw ang observer at may tinitingnan kang object na mas mababa sa'yo, angle of depression po yon. Pero kung mas mataas yung object sa'yo, nakakapag-form po tayo ng angle of elevation. Okay? So, let us describe what is an angle of depression. So, an angle of depression is an acute angle formed by a horizontal line, which is the eye level, and the line of sight of the observer. So, yung line of sight po na tinatawag natin is yung line na kung saan yun yung object, direction ng object na tinitingnan natin. So, ito yung line of sight. Ito naman sa angle of depression, ito yung line of sight natin. Okay? When looking at an object that is located lower than the observer, so lower, so ito po yung ating angle of depression. Next, the line of sight is a line that connects the eye of an observer to the object being observed. And the angle of depression can be found using any of the trigonometric functions. So, we can also use the 6 different trigonometric functions in solving the angle of depression. So, let's start. So, find the value of x. So, given this illustration, we are asked to find the value of x. Ito po yun, yung ating side. Okay? So, ito po yung ating hypotenuse, which is 200 meters. And then, ito po yung ating side. Ito yung pinapahanap sa atin. Now, para mahanap natin itong side, we need to have two parts, okay, na given. So, halimbawa po, or i-identify natin yung given sa ating problem or illustration. So, halimbawa dito, given po yung ating hypotenuse and given po yung ating side. Yun nga lang, hindi natin alam kung anong side ito, kung opposite ba siya or adjacent side. So, para makuha natin itong x, dapat ito yung triangle na isosolve natin. So, paano natin siya masosolve kung wala tayong angle? Now, ang gagawin natin, we can apply the concept of the alternate interior angles of what? Parallel lines cut by transversal. So, alam naman natin that this angle is congruent to this angle. Why? Alternate interior yan. And that is one of the properties kapag ang kinakat ng ating transversal ay parallel line. So, alternate interior angles po yan. So, ibig sabihin, kung ito po ay 65 degrees, ito po ay also 65 degrees. So, we can now solve for x. Okay? Now, given this angle, anong ratio or trigonometric ratio ang pwede nyong gamitin kapag ang given natin ay yung opposite side at yung hypotenuse. So, opposite and hypotenuse. So, ano pong trigonometric ratio yon? We can make use of the sine ratio. Okay? So, we can make use of the sine ratio. Ano po ito? Diba? Pag sine, opposite side, and hypotenuse. So, katowa. So, apply po natin yon. So, we have opposite side since yun ang given natin and the hypotenuse, sine po ang gagamitin natin. So, lagi pong ganon. Identify po natin kung ano yung given kasi dun po natin malalaman kung anong trigonometric ratio ang gagamitin natin. So, since ang given natin ay opposite side at yung ating hypotenuse, so sine po ang gagamitin natin. So, we have sine theta is equal to opposite side over hypotenuse. Now, what is your sine theta? Ano yung angle mo? We have sine 65 degrees. Now, sine 65 degrees is equal to, substitute natin, what is your opposite side? X. What is your hypotenuse? 200. So, by cross multiplication, we can now have x is equal to, imumultiply natin si sine 65 degrees times 200. So, by cross multiplication, so x is equal to sine 65 degrees times 200. Okay, so paano natin gagawin yan? Follow the steps. So, we have, using calculator, click sine. Ito po ang ating sine. And then, 65 times, okay, i-close muna natin. So, we have 65 times, and then 200. Okay, and then click equal sign. So, we have 181.26. Okay, so our x is 181.26 meters. So, ibig sabihin, ito pong x natin o yung length po, yung measure po nitong side na to is 181.26 meters. Next. So, I have here an airplane. So, meron po tayo ditong airplane. And then, ito po yung ating mga both. Now, ang pinapahanap sa atin ay the value of x and y, the measures of x and y. Now, paano natin to kukunin? So, as you can see, dito po sa ating figure, meron tayong, sa y, ito yung kanyang triangle. Okay? And then sa x, ito naman yung kanyang triangle. Now, paano natin makukuha si x at si y? So, una muna natin gagawin, kunin po natin yung value po nung y muna natin. So, focus muna tayo dito sa ating first triangle. Okay? So, dito po sa ating y, alin dito ang pwede mong maging angle? Okay, asan yung angle natin? Kasi ang given natin, meron tayong dalawang given dito, pero hindi natin ma-identify o hindi natin ma-formulate kung anong trigonometric ratio ang gagamitin kapag hindi mo alam kung ano ba yan dyan yung given na angle. Now, again, pwede mo i-apply dito yung alternate interior angle. Since parallel line po ito, dito, ibig sabihin, itong two angles na to is equal to the measure of this angle. Kasi alternate interior po yan. So, ang gagawin natin, sabi ko nga, itong angle na to is equal to the measure of these two angles. Why? Kasi alternate interior po sila. So, ang gagawin po natin, i-add po natin itong dalawang angles natin. So, 27 degrees plus 15 degrees. So, we have 42 degrees. Now, so ito po ay 42 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, makukuha na natin o ma-formulate natin anong trigonometric ratio ang gagamitin natin. So, again, focus muna tayo dito sa ating first triangle. So, ito ang angle mo. Ang given natin is the opposite side, and then opposite side and adjacent side. So, ano po yung trigonometric ratio na ang gagamitin ay opposite and adjacent. That is tangent. So, yun po ang gagamitin natin, opposite side over adjacent. So, we have tangent theta. What is your tangent theta? 42 degrees. So, tangent 42 degrees. Tangent 42 degrees is equal to your opposite side, substitute lang natin, 2,300 over your adjacent is y. Okay, cross-multiply natin. So, we have y is equal to 2,300 over tangent 42 degrees. Okay, so, nabanggit ko to, kahit dun pa lang sa proportion na kapag multiply tayo, ang pinaka-shortcut nun, kung ano yung kapartner nung unknown mo, ilagay mo na kagad siya sa denominator. Okay? So, kagaya nito, pag kinross mo yan, so y is equal to 2,300 over tangent 42 degrees. Okay? So, we now have this ating equation. So, dapat kasi alam mo kung ano isosolve mo, alam mo kung ano yung equation or formula. So, ito po siya. So, we have by following this step using calculator, so let us solve. Click po natin yung ating fraction and then type 2,300 over, arrow down, and then tangent. Tangent 42 degrees. Don't forget to close and then click equal sign. So we have 2,554.41. Okay, so i-round off natin siya to the nearest hundred. So we have our, we have our value of x is 2,554.41 meters. Okay, equals natin. Ayan. So, 2,554.41 meters, nakuha na natin ngayon yung value ng ating y. Now, paano natin makukuha yung value ng x? Itong length nito, yung side na to. So, ang gagawin natin, para makuha natin ito, kunin natin yung measure ng side nitong buong triangle. Okay, kunin natin itong measure ng buo. And then, i-minus natin yung sukat ni y, makukuha natin sa x. So, focus tayo dun sa malaking triangle. Ayan. So, now, nakuha na natin ito. Para makuha natin si x, kailangan natin makuha yung measure nitong buo. So, kunin natin itong buo, i-minus natin si y, makukuha natin si x. So, ito po, this is 27 degrees. Why? Kasi po alternate interior po sila. So, ibig sabihin, pareho po yan ng angles, ng sukat ng angles natin. So, this is also 27 degrees. And then, identify natin yung ating given opposite side. Ito po yung ating opposite side. And then, yung adjacent. Ano yung adjacent natin dito? Siyempre, i-represent natin siya as A. Kasi hindi naman natin alam ang sukat nitong buo na to, yung side natin. Hindi mo pwedeng ilagay na 2,554 kasi ito lang po yun. Wala pa tayo sa X. So, i-represent muna natin siya as A, itong buo. So, opposite, okay, ang gagamitin natin is still tangent, opposite side over adjacent. Your adjacent is represented as A. So, we have tangent 27 degrees, your angle is equal to your opposite side which is 2,300 over A. Okay, A muna kasi hindi pa natin alam yung sukat nitong buo. So, we have cross multiply. So, you have A is equal to 2,300 over tangent 27 degrees. So, let us solve using calculator. So, anong pong gagawin natin? Okay, ito po siya. So, click po natin yung ating fraction bar. And then, type 2,300. Arrow down. And then, tangent 27. And then, close. Click equals. Okay, so we have, okay, so since 2 decimal places tayo, no, to nearest hundreds, but since 00 na po ito na po tayo, whole number na siya. So, we have 4,514 meters. So, ibig sabihin, ito pong length ng A natin is 4,514 meters. Ngayon, yun yung A. Paano natin kukunin yung X? Isusubtract natin yung measure ng Y mo sa A. So, paano natin gagawin? 4,514 minus 2,554.41. Isusubtract natin ito para makuha natin si X since ito po yung measure ng kabuuan. And that is 1,959.59. So, i-minus natin siya. So, 4,514 minus 1,959.59. So, and that is, okay, ito pala. Ulit. So, we have 4,514. Ang ima-minus pala natin ay yung Y, sorry. 2,554.41. Okay, so that is 1,959.59 meters. So, ayun po siya. Okay, so ganun lang po ang gagawin. After nyo makuha, i-minus po natin yung Y para makuha natin yung X. So, we now have the value of X and Y. Next, from the top of a fire tower, a forest ranger sees his partner on the ground. So, andito siya. And then, nakita niya yung partner niya dun sa baba. Okay? At an angle of depression which is 40 degrees. So, since ito yung kanyang eye level, ito yung horizontal line, nandito siya. Ngayon, yung partner niya nandito sa baba, nakita niya, so magpo-form po siya ng angle of depression. And that is 40 degrees based dun sa ating problem. If the tower is 45 feet, yung taas ng tower, kung nasan siya, is 45 feet in height, how far is the partner from the base of the tower? So, we will be solving for the distance of her partner dun sa base po nung tower, kung nasan siya. So, I want you to write your answer to the nearest hundredths of a foot. Okay? So, first, identify natin yung given natin. So, kung ito yung triangle natin, mag-form ka ng triangle, ang given po natin ay nandito, pero walang angle. So, paano natin gagawin? Meron tayo ditong measures ng dalawang sides natin. So, we need to have one angle dito sa one triangle kasi ang pinapahanap sa atin is distance. At itong distance na to o yung x natin, yung unknown natin is nandito sa ating triangle na to. So paano natin siya masosolve kung wala tayong angle? Now, you may apply the alternate interior angle. Ano po ba 'yon? Na alternate interior angles are congruent kapag parallel lines. So since parallel po ito, ibig sabihin, etong angle na to, which is the angle of depression, is equal to the measure of this angle. Okay? Because they are what? Alternate interior angles. So, 40 degrees din po ito. So, now, we can now formulate our trigonometric ratio. Ano ang pwede natin gamitin? So, we can make use of since this is your angle, opposite, and then adjacent. Ano po yung may opposite and adjacent? That is tangent. Okay, so since ang given natin ay opposite and adjacent, ang gagamitin natin is tangent. Now, what is your tangent theta? What is your angle? That is 40 degrees. So, tangent 40 degrees is equal to what is your given na opposite side? 45. Your adjacent side is x. Okay, so now, by cross multiplication, we have x is equal to 45 over tangent 40 degrees. So, let us solve using the calculator. So, we have, what? Ito po yung ating i-click. So, we have, click the fraction icon, and then 45, arrow down, and then tangent 40 degrees. So, we have to close, and then click equal sign. Okay, so we have 53.63. Round off to the nearest hundreds. Ayan po. So, nearest hundreds. So, 2 decimal places yon. So, that is 53.63. So, therefore, that is, the value of x is equal to 53.63 feet. So, ibig sabihin, yung layo nung partner niya dun sa base ng tower is 53.63 feet. Next. Jason is on top of a 40-meter cliff. Ito yung cliff. Ang taas daw po nito ay 40 meters. Okay? He observes that a boat is 80 meters away from the base. So, yung boat daw, at ito si Jason, nakita niya yung boat na ang layo dun sa cliff na kinatatayuan niya ay 80 meters away. So, ito siya. So, this is the height of the cliff, which is 40 meters. And then, this is the distance of the boat from the cliff, which is 80 meters from the base of the cliff. Find the angle of depression of the boat. So, ito po ang pinapahanap sa atin. So, dapat alam natin kung ano ang angle of depression, ha? Ito po yung acute angle na nafo-form from the eye level, yung horizontal line, dun sa line of sight ng object na nakikita natin na mas mababa sa atin. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito po yung ating angle of depression. So, ito yung eye level, ito yung line of sight niya, ito ngayon ang ating angle of depression. Ito ang pinapakuha sa atin. Now, paano natin ito makukuha kung walang given kahit isa? Okay? So, para makuha natin, apply natin yung alternate interior, we all know that this angle is congruent to this angle. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin isolve to. Pag nakuha natin ito, makukuha po natin ito. Okay, so paano natin siya isosolve? So, this is your theta. Hindi rin natin alam, hindi pa natin alam. Pero at least meron tayong dalawang given para ma-formulate natin kung ano yung trigonometric ratio na pwede natin gamitin. So, since congruent naman sila, pag nakuha natin to, yun din po ang measure nito. Okay. So, we have our theta, okay, opposite and adjacent yung given natin. So, anong gagamitin natin? Tangent. So, tangent theta is equal to the opposite over adjacent. Okay, so substitute natin tangent theta since hindi nga po given yung angle at yun ang hahanapin natin. That is equal to your opposite which is 40, adjacent is 80. So, i-divide natin to. 40 divided by 80, your tangent theta is equal to 1/2 which is also equals to 0.5. Okay, 1/2 in decimal is 0.5. So, isolve natin ang ating tangent, shift. Okay, paano siya isosolve? Shift, tangent. So, again, sabi ko nga dun sa angle of elevation, dun pa lang tayo. Kapag ang hinahanap natin ay angle, gagamit po tayo ng shift. Okay? Kasi dun sa mga previous examples natin, baka magtaka kayo bakit walang shift. Kasi po, sides po ang hinahanap natin dun. Sides yung unknown. Pero dito, since angle po ang unknown, gagamit po tayo ng shift. So, click shift, and then tangent, 0.5. Okay. Then close. So, equals. So, we have 26 point, this is 57. So, 26.57. But since ito po ay angle, pwede natin i-round off to the nearest whole number. Okay? So, whole number is 27. Bakit? Kasi this is 5. So, ibig sabihin, your angle is, your theta is 27 degrees. Okay? Since angle naman tayo, pwede mo na siya i-round off to the nearest whole number. So, that is 27. So, your angle, your theta here is 27 degrees. So, kapag nakuha mo to, since alternate interior po siya doon, and alternate interior angles are always congruent, ibig sabihin, this angle, which is the angle of depression, yun po yung unknown, yun yung pinapahanap sa atin, this is also 27 degrees. Okay? Next, a squirrel sits at the top of a 16-foot tall tree. Ito po yung ating puno. Ito po yung squirrel natin. Okay? Ay, 14 rather. So, ito po yung squirrel natin. Baka hindi po ninyo nakikita. Maliit po siya. So, 14-foot tall tree. So, 14 feet siya. Now, he spies a nut on the ground some distance away. Ito yung nut na tinitingnan niya. Ayun, nasa ground. After careful measurements, he determines that the nut is 74 degrees away from the base of his tree. Ngayon, yung layo ng nuts dun sa base of the tree ay hindi niya sinukat based dun sa distance. Okay? Sinukat niya yung distance ng nut dun sa base ng tree using an angle. Yung sa angular degree. Okay? So, ito yung base ng tree, ito yung nut. So, nasukat niya yung distance nito using the 74 degree angle. Yun yung na-form. Yun yung angular degree nung distance nung dalawa. So, ang tinatanong ngayon, how far away is the nut from squirrel? So ang hinahanap ngayon, how far is the nut? Ito yung nut from the squirrel. Okay. So, ito yung hanapin natin. So, we have, since our given is the height, okay, the height and the distance, ito po yung hahanapin natin, the distance of the squirrel dun sa nut, ito yung unknown. So, meron tayong adjacent at meron tayong hypotenuse and that is cosine. So, since ang given natin ay adjacent at hypotenuse, yun po ang gagamitin natin, cosine. Let us substitute. So, given yung angle, ito yung pinagbasihan niya ng distance, yung 74 degree angular degree. So, cosine 74 degrees is equal to your adjacent side is 14. Your hypotenuse is x, that is your unknown. So, we have x is equal to 14 over cosine 74 degrees. So, let us use using calculator. So, we have to click the fraction bar and then 14, arrow down, and then cosine 74. and then close. So that is 50.79. Okay, so we have the distance of the knot from the squirrel is 50.79 feet. Okay, so ibig sabihin itong layo nito is 50.79 feet. Okay, next. So test yourself. So I want you to write an illustration, mag-draw kayo kung kinakailangan, and then try to solve using your calculator, and then I'm giving you 1 to 2 minutes, I think. Okay, so let us check. So for number 1, that is 7.46 miles. Number 2, 114.25 feet. And number 3, 278.79 meters. I hope you got 3. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell para updated kayo for more video tutorials. This is your guide in learning your math lessons, your Wow Math channel.